Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Today I'm going to tell you about candlesticks, talking about charts, because I get a lot of questions about what does a hollow candlestick mean, or if it's not hollow, if it's filled in or solid, what does that mean? If it's green or black or red, what does that mean? All right, now it depends on the platform or software or website you're using, because it's different from one to the next one. And so ultimately you have to consult whoever made that software, platform, website, whatever you're using. But I've noticed that for most of them, they use the same conventions. And so I'm going to go by what usually is the case. And if you have more questions about trading, investing, charts, fundamentals, stocks, options, cryptocurrencies, whatever it might be, you can email me anytime. My name is David Modell, and my email address is right down there. It's davidmodell@gmail.com. All right, so let's get into it, and we're going to look at some basic concepts, and then we'll look at a chart. All right, let's look at some candlesticks. Right now we're looking at a daily candlestick chart, and this is from stockcharts.com. I want to give them credit, all right? And be aware that whatever I say, I might say day, but you can replace that, because it's a daily candlestick chart, but you can replace that with, minute or hour, or, if it's a 1 minute chart or an hourly chart, or you can replace it with week or month if it's a weekly chart, monthly chart, whatever it is, okay? So, replace it with whatever period or candlestick you're using. Also be aware that stockcharts.com tends to use black candles for up days rather than green ones, but a lot of different platforms and websites use green instead, all right? And red pretty much universally means a down or bad day, all right? So notice that you've got black candles, but you might have a black candle that's filled in, or you might have a black candle that's hollow or unfilled. All right, it still has a black outline, so it's still considered a black candle even if it's not filled in, even if it's hollow. And same with the red candles. You might have a red candle that's filled in, or you might have a red candle that's hollow or unfilled. It has a red outline. All right, even though it's hollow, it's still considered a red candle. It's a red hollow candle. So what does all of this mean? Well, let's take a look. All right, if a candlestick is green or black in color, that means that it closed above where it closed the previous day. On the other hand, if it's red in color, then that means that it closed below where it closed the previous day. Now, what if it's hollow or filled in? Well, if a candle is hollow or unfilled, that means that it closed above where it opened that day. And if it's filled in, that means it closed below where it opened that day. And once again, if you're not using a daily candlestick chart, you can replace the word day with any other time frame, just whatever period or candle you're using. So in other words, the color refers to the current closing price compared to the previous candle or previous day's closing price. Being hollow or filled refers to whether it closed up or down just for that day, or whatever period you're using, compared to where it opened that day. So for example, if a candlestick is black and filled, that means that today's price closed above where it closed yesterday, because it's black, but below where the price opened that day, so it's filled. For example, this could mean that the stock price gapped up in the pre-market hours, but then went down a little bit during the trading day. Here's another example. If a candlestick is red and hollow, that means that today's price closed below where it closed yesterday, so it's red, but above where the price opened on that day. This could mean that the stock price gapped down during the pre-market hours, but then went up a little bit during the trading day. And I think if I show you some examples on that chart I showed you before, that will perhaps help a little bit for visualizing it. All right, so once again, if you remember what the color means, the color indicates how it closed compared to the previous candlestick's close, or the previous day, or whatever whatever time frame you're using. So for example, if it's red, that means it closed lower than it closed yesterday or the previous candle. All right. If it's black or green, that means that it closed higher than it closed yesterday. All right. Now, if it's filled or unfilled, that tells you how it did for that day. So, for example, this one is black, the outline is black, and it's hollow, and those are both considered positive. All right. The fact that it's black means that it closed higher than it closed yesterday. We can see that it did. And if it's hollow, that means that it closed higher than it opened that day, and we can see that it did. All right. Now, on the other hand, this one is black, and so that means it closed higher than yesterday's close. We can see that's true, but it went down for the day. Okay, it closed lower than it opened for that day. All right, I hope that was helpful to you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and leave a comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell on YouTube so you can receive the latest updates on my financial educational videos. And if you want more help with trading, investing, putting together a trading plan or investing plan, because you really need to have one if you're going to be successful in the long term at this, then you can email me at any time. My email address is right down there below, davidmodell@gmail.com. And also, if you want to help me out, if you see any sponsored or promotional videos, go ahead and click on those, please. You could even give them a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot, so I can keep providing these educational videos for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you again soon.